it's me, Anna, here at Dee's in Louisville, and today I'm going to show you how to make this cut ruffle bunny Easter wreath. So for this wreath, you're going to want that 24-inch work wreath. I'm going to use some of two different meshes. I picked a green jute mesh and the burlap mesh. You're also going to want to grab some floral stems. I grabbed some carrots, and then definitely don't forget your bunny head and your ribbon. So to start, we're going to put the mesh onto the work wreath frame. Since today I'm going to add a lot of florals into this wreath, I'm not going to put a ton of mesh in there. I'm probably only going to use a little bit of each one. So what you're going to do is take your 21-inch mesh, roll it out about 6 inches, and cut it so you have one really long 6 by 21-inch piece. Then take it up the middle, kind of like an accordion, and just ruffle it down the center. And you're going to get a piece that looks like this. Then just open a tie, lay it in there, and twist it. Instead of putting both colors into each tie, this time I'm going to just alternate and put one color in each tie so that I still have room for lots of ribbon and floral stems. So again, 6 by 21, pinch it up the middle, and lay it in a tie. This is what your wreath's going to look like after you get the 6 by 21-inch pieces in each tie. I kind of let it fray a little bit because I like that look for Easter, and now we get to add in all the fun stuff. I'm going to start by twisting in the medium-sized bunny head. I'm going to do it right in the center so I have lots of room for ribbon and carrots all around him. So I'm just going to take the little jute hanger that came on him and use one of the work wreath ties and twist him in. Pull your burlap mesh up around him so he fits in the middle really nicely. And now I'm going to add in a lot of floral stems. So I just picked some with a little color. I wanted to add some pink. I grabbed some that had blue. And then I also grabbed some just basic greenery to put all around him. So I'm going to use the work wreath as a holder for all my greenery and make it less about the mesh this time and more of a floral design. I'm going to start with my greenery stem. And I'm just going to pull it apart and use the whole stem as is. So just fluff it out really nice and chop off that bottom stem. And then just twist it into your work wreath. I like to twist it in at least 2 places so it's really secure. Once you get it in there, since it's wired, you can just move the leaves around wherever you need them to go. And it looks like I'm going to need about 2 of those for this wreath. Next, I'm going to add in the flowers. I'm going to do the same thing, leave them whole, and just put them in the spots where I need a little more color. So fluff it out. Be sure to twist it in 2 spots. Don't be worried if you have some gaps every once in a while. We're going to put lots of ribbon in there, so those will fill in. Just keep going with your floral until you get it as full as you want it. Now I'm going to add in the last stem with the pink. Since it's a shorter stem with lots of pieces, I'm going to cut it apart and hot glue it into the wreath. So just chop off a little chunk of it, put a little hot glue on the bottom of the stem, and then make sure to glue it into one of the work wreath ties and not into the mesh. That way it'll hold. And use those as just a little filler every once in a while. Adding in all the floral I'm going to put in, but you could keep going and add in lots of fun stuff like big Gerber daisies, but instead I'm going to put in some really cute carrots. What I've done to secure them is taken an orange pipe cleaner and just tied a knot right around the greenery at the top of the carrot. So just tie it in a knot, so then each one has a little twist thing on it that you can just twist into the wreath. So I'm just going to go through and add these every once in a while for a pop of color. Now I've secured all my carrots, and it's my favorite part, time to add the ribbon. Today I picked 4 ribbons. I chose 2 1.5-inch ones and 2 2.5-inch ones, and I just picked all different fun patterns. And I'm going to add them each in one by one. I'm going to start with my bright green and white polka dot, and I'm just going to add little pieces in throughout the whole thing. Don't forget to cut your cute little V-cuts as you put them in. So since I'm adding in 4 different ribbons, I didn't add a whole lot of this one into there. I did 6 12-inch pieces, which means I used about 2 yards. So you can get all different amounts of each ribbon, but this one you only need about 2 yards. Next I'm going to go to my fun plaid with the orange to tie in the color of the carrots. And again, I'm just going to add a few pieces all throughout. I'm going to do a little bit more of this one, so I would get about 2.5 yards of this one so it really shows up. And I'm going to go in places where I've added the green, and then some places where there's no ribbon yet at all. So just kind of put it all over wherever you want some more ribbon. I'm just going to take my last 2 ribbons and do the same thing where I add pieces throughout. So on your ribbons, 2 yards of each, 2.5 yards will do the trick. The reason why I'm doing pieces all over is because I want to add a nice full bow to this wreath at the very end. Okay, lastly I'm going to add in a bow. I'm going to take my blue and just make a couple loops. And go on and cut the other side so it's out of your way. Next I'm going to add in the pink. The pink I'm not going to do loops of. I'm just going to add a piece of it in there so it's in the bow. So about a 12-inch piece, cut it. Now I'm going to add in the green. I like to do my tails all different directions. So I might put this tail up, do a loop, and then go on and cut it. Then I'm going to add in the plaid and do a couple loops of that. I like to go ahead and secure my bows with a pipe cleaner separate instead of using the work wreath ties. So then if it becomes untwisted in the wind or anything, your bow's still intact. So I just tie that, and I'm going to put it right here. And then cut all the tails. Of course, I'm going to cut them into the cute little V's. And then I like to just move my tails around throughout the wreath so it looks like I have a lot more pieces of ribbon in there.
No.
Remove that carrot back to the front. All right, I'm all done. Don't forget, if you need more tips or ideas, visit us on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and also check out our website, deescrafts.com. Have a good day.